Okay, so shoes. Wow. This is, look, I'm a shoe girl. I've always been a shoe girl. I will always be a shoe girl. Yep. I like shoes. I like buying shoes. I like owning shoes. I like wearing shoes. For someone who doesn't really go anywhere or, leave the house that often, or wear shoes in the house. And for someone who lives somewhere where most of the year I wear one pair of shoes because it's winter, I sure do own an absurd number of shoes. So, we're going to start with the non-athletic, I wouldn't wear most of these athletic shoes to do sports, but they're fashion athletic, let's be real. Non-athletics, non-boots shoes, what I like to refer to as dress shoes, which I can really only wear in the summer because that's the only time it's not snowing or raining. Okay, so where to start? We'll start with these sandals. I used to own black sandals and brown sandals that were kind of at least nicer, dressy-ish, that I could wear with dresses, and then I basically wore them to death. They fell apart because I had one pair of brown and one pair of black. So I got new ones last summer. These are from a company called Seiko Designs. I'm going to link it because I think it's a really important company. They work with women in Uganda to the women, craft the shoes and do all the labor on it, and they get paid a fair wage for that. And then also the company donates profits to helping women and girls in Uganda get an education so that they can kind of, go out and get into the workforce, get jobs, better their lives. So these are expensive, but worth it because I really want to fund that cause. So I may buy another pair this summer actually, to see. I really liked these. These are their Rue sandals in caramel and gold. I really like that they have this nice gold accent strap. You can get these and you can customize actually. You can make a custom pair and customize the colors and a little bit with the design and things like that. I just got the standard. This is a standard one you could order because I thought they were cute, as they were. And so I might get another pair, but these are cute. They've got the gold strap across the toes and then the crisscross straps at the ankle that buckle. And they're really nice because they don't take up very much space. Like if you put them sole to sole and kind of wrap the ties around them, the buckles around them, they're like this big. They take up no room. All right. These I got in Chicago. I've never had a pair of Toms before, and I wasn't sure how I'd feel with them. I always see them and I think like, oh, they're cute, but they're like this weird line between dressy dress shoe and like casual that I was like, I kind of feel like it goes with neither. Like it's neither a dress shoe nor a casual shoe. But I saw these in rose gold leather and I just needed to have them. I got them towards the end of last year, the end of last summer, the end of their applicable season, basically. So I didn't get a chance to wear them a lot, but I'm hoping that I'll find good utility for them and that they'll look cute enough with dresses that I'll wear them, and that I'll sometimes think about, not just wearing fashion athletic shoes and grabbing these instead. I really like that they slip on, so it's kind of easy to just grab them and put them on. But that just means I end up grabbing them when I need to go outside in the garden for a minute instead of putting real shoes on, which isn't really their application. Sorry, there's another fruit fly. They're everywhere, and I don't know where they're coming from. So we'll see about these. I'm still a little skeptical on whether or not I'm actually going to wear them, but they didn't get a fair shake, so we'll give them another one. These I actually ordered right before winter, so I think I wore them once. I got them from Poshmark, they're fries, but I was realizing that if I didn't want to wear sandals, I didn't have a pair of like camel colored or brownish, tannish, nude color flats to wear with dresses, and that there's a lot of utility in having a pair of flats this color to wear with dresses, and I was missing that utility. So I ordered these from Poshmark and got them right as it was basically becoming the season where it rains all the time. So I didn't wear them, but I'm looking forward to having them once summer rolls around again. More. These are solid plain black flats they're from Minnetonka moccasin. I say this a lot. They are not technically moccasins, nor did I buy them in Minnesota, which is Minnetonka, a city in Minnesota. It's where they're not. I don't know if they're actually made there, but that's where the company is allegedly headquartered. I don't actually know that much about the company. They're like a big deal here, though. But I didn't buy these here. Anyway, they're plain black flats, and they're really nice to have, and they look cute with things, and you just grab them and put them on. And they're wonderful. So these are my Danskos. I bought these a while ago when I went back to grad school. Same time I bought these actually. Those need a good polish, don't they? The toes are really scuffed on those. These are cute and they're nice they're just like a kind of Mary Jane style Velcro, although the buckle's really cute and it's got this crisscross with a knot and then almost like a leaf shape, which I think is a cute little detail. I don't like wearing these with socks. I know it's a thing that you can do, like the contrast color socks plus Mary Jane's with the strap, but every time I try to do it, I just think it looks weird. So I end up not wearing these when it's cold out because then I have to have bare feet. But I do wear them substantially often when it's not cold. So the heels are starting to wear out as usual. It's all my shoes. All of the heels are starting to wear out on all of my shoes all the time. But that's not a problem. Let's get them re-heeled and it'll be okay. All right, now some ones that I pulled out of this box that I keep in the back of the closet. I think it's finally time to get rid of these. I bought these a while ago, like 10 years ago, I think. They're yellow, they're Italian leather. The leather is like butter soft. They're so nice. But I honestly never wear them. So I think it's time to pass them along. As much as they're really nice, super soft leather handmade Italian shoes. But if I'm not going to wear them, they can be all those things and not be doing me any good sitting in a box in the closet getting forgotten about. So I'm going to put them over here with these stuff to get rid of. Okay, these are... I actually really like these shoes, but I also don't wear them. They live in the same box in the closet. Because I just stopped wearing heels, honestly, because I walk so much. So it's like, I'd either have to bring them and change my shoes or walk in heels, and neither option ever sounds appealing in the moment. But these are so cute. Jonas got these for me. They're Chinese Laundry, which is a brand I used to really like, of shoes. And there was one gift-giving holiday, I don't recall which gift-giving holiday, that Jonas bought me shoes, but went to the store, found not one, not two, but 3 pairs of shoes that they thought I would like. In typical Jonas fashion, couldn't make a decision and just brought me all 3. So these are the last remaining pair of that shopping trip. But I still don't wear them very often. I see the utility of like, it's really like gray shoes are really nice to have around. But I don't wear heels, and I just don't wear these enough to justify keeping them, even though they're really cute. And I can see so many places where they would look amazing with dresses that I own. But just because of the walking situation, I don't really wear them. So someone else should wear them. They're still in really good shape because I don't wear them very often. These shoes. Oh, these shoes. The lining's starting to flake. Ugh, that's sad, but possibly a sign of the times. There's a saga behind these shoes. They're from Korea, South Korea. When Jonas was living there, I went over to visit, and we were at the department store. I saw these mules, which there's a story behind me and why I needed a pair of mules at the time. But Jonas had to basically negotiate with the nice Korean gentleman running the stand in the department store. Because the Korean department store is basically individual sellers setting up stalls you kind of negotiate prices individually. But Jonas had to negotiate with this gentleman in Korean. I don't know what was being said because this was the biggest pair they had, and my feet are actually big for the size of my frame for various reasons. And so these were slightly too small. And so this gentleman actually got out this thing that stretches. I guess it was like this hand crank thing, and it would stretch the shoes out enough that they fit on my feet. And I was eternally grateful to Jonas and this gentleman for negotiating that agreement. But again, their heels, they're open-toed. They're very impractical. I might wear them if I was going to a wedding, but I don't. It's not like I go to very many weddings these days. So these two, my beloved, ridiculous, had to stretch them to fit on my feet. Mules will also be leaving us finally. Which leaves me with, most of those shoes were the last 3 pairs. The 3 pairs I ordered were just in the box in the back of the closet. So that whole out of sight, out of mind thing, I legitimately forgot that they were there most of the time. So we have, this nice collection here of non-boots, non-trainers, I guess we'll call them. I might get a gray pair at some point, but I'm going to evaluate over the summer and see how it goes with, am I identifying a shoe need, as it were, in my wardrobe? So, let us see.